Hello, everybody. This is Michelle Gaffney with CentralReach, and I am going to be going through a staff training today. I'm going to be walking everybody through how to log into your new software system, how to navigate through the system, how to eventually see your schedule and all of your sessions, and then be able to convert those sessions. When you convert your sessions, you'll be completing your notes and creating your timesheets. And I'll be going through all the workflows accompanying that today. So the first thing I'd like everybody to notice is on your screen, you can see I am at members.centralreach.com, members.centralreach.com. That's where everybody is going to come when they are signing in to their software for the first time. If you do not yet have a username and a password, you're going to simply come down and click Forgot Password. And you're then going to click Enter My Email. The email address that you'll type in is the one associated with the organization where you're working. And then your email, you should have emailed to you your password and username. Once you get that, you can come back to members.centralreach.com and put in your username. And I am going to be using a test account and logging into a test organization called Rockstar Therapy Services. And my name here is Bob Odell. I probably don't sound like Bob Odell. Anyway, the first page when I log in is my dashboard. And that's where I've logged into here. You can see my name over on the left. Of course, when you log in, it's going to be your name, a whole bunch of information over on the left-hand side. And then within this main page, you see a lot of these small boxes. You can move these boxes around. You can click and drag them so that they are able to go into any area. We call these little boxes widgets, and these widgets are going to be very helpful as you start to get into the system. They're going to contain all of your useful information right on your dashboard, so you're not going to have to click around and find it. Of course, initially when you log in, a lot of this information may or may not be there yet. So if it's empty, do not worry. Eventually, these boxes will fill up. The main way you're going to navigate through CentralReach will be on these boxes up above. These are all of your different modules. And I'm going to be going through all of these different modules in a few moments. Something to keep in mind, we are currently on this first module, our dashboard. So anywhere you are in the system, you can always get right back to this home page by clicking on Dashboard and Dashboard, and you'll come right back here if you need to get here. Now from your dashboard, you're going to see that you have two additional tabs. You can click over to the one on the right that says My Agenda. You're going to see a similar view. You've got these widgets available to you as well that you can move around. But these widgets in your agenda view are now just for a specific day. And you can see here, it is today. If I wanted to see a view on what is going to go on Monday, November 19th, I can easily click Monday, November 19th, and my agenda will be only what is posted for the 19th. So that's my agenda view. Might be something you are going to utilize. The next tab over in your dashboard view is your profile. And this is where we're going to keep all the pertinent information about yourself. If your organization allows you and you see any kind of error, you can come into your basic information and update that. So if you saw an incorrect spelling or an incorrect address, this would be the place you could come in and update that. If you do not have the ability to change that, you're going to want to let an administrator know in your organization that you need those things changed, and they'll be able to make that change for you. You also can come in and update a profile picture. So if you want to choose a file and change your profile picture or add a profile picture, that's the place you're going to be able to do it. Login and access. If you've had a username and password sent to you and generated to you, it's probably a mix of letters and numbers and something you're not going to remember. So feel free to come into your login and access and update that username and password. You're also able to set some additional security questions if you'd like for your account. The other thing that I want everybody to remind yourself to set up after this call, within your profile, if you go over to tabs into your settings, this is where you're going to want to set up any notifications that you would like to receive. So in your settings, if you click on notifications, if you would like to receive notifications on certain things within CentralReach, you can elect to receive either an email or a text message. If you'd like to receive that text message, you've got to make sure that you have your carrier set up, your phone number, and a verification code has been put in that you have sent to you. The things that you're able to enable notifications are if you have a new message. So if your organization has purchased our messaging module and you receive a new message, you could receive an email or a text. Please keep in mind that our system is completely HIPAA compliant. So that notification that you would receive is not going to give you the exact message, but it will prompt you to log into CentralReach so you can get that information. You can see here you can request notifications for scheduling changes. There is not a text message enabling here, but you can receive an email. So if you'd like to receive an email if an appointment was canceled or modified or added, you can do that as I've done here. We also have a task module within CentralReach, and you are able to set up an email or a text if you have received a task or one was changed or deleted. Our task module, which by the way is all access through your task module up on top, kind of a mini project management system. If you need to remind somebody to do something, or somebody needs to remind you to do something, or you need to remind yourself to do something, you can utilize this task feature. You can obviously also make sure you're receiving any kind of notification if you have a task assigned to you. And if I come back into your main dashboard, you're going to be able to see you have a widget for tasks. So I can see I have 2 tasks that were assigned to me, a complete progress report and an upload document. It looks like I have them overdue. So I can come on in, I can complete that progress report and then comment that it's completed, as well as check it off so it's completed, and the person that assigned it to me will be able to be notified that the task has been completed. I'm sure more to come on that in your organization and how exactly you all decide to use it. So this was our dashboard module. We just went through the different tabs through here. The next module over is our contacts module. And this contact module is where you're going to be able to see any fellow staff or any clients that you are connected to. So if you come in, you'll be able to click and you'll be able to filter whether you just want to look at your clients or your fellow employees. But if we're looking at clients, you're going to see that they are designated with a C. And when you click on them, you're going to be able to get any information that you are able to see, that you have permission to see. If there has been an activity and call log kept on that client, you're going to be able to see that information. Additional information, any files that you have that are shared with you, session notes, that type of thing, you would all be able to access here. So again, that is your contact module. When you initially log into CentralReach, you're going to want to check your contact module and make sure that you see all of the clients that you are currently working with listed. Because if you are missing any of those clients in your list, that means that you are currently not connected with them in CentralReach, and you're going to want to let an administrator know to make that connection. If you're not connected to somebody within the system, you're not going to be able to see anything about them, either on a contact or in a schedule or anywhere else. So please do make that check. OneOver is a messaging module. This is HIPAA compliant messaging, set up very similar to an email. If your organization has it, you can send and receive messages from anybody that you're connected to. Very simple email system. You obviously as well can be notified if you have a new message, and any messages would appear in your widget. So that's your messaging module. We have a file module. Any files that have been shared with you would ultimately live in this module. You might be able to access files from a variety of places, but ultimately this is your file manager where you could access any and all files shared to you. The $sign, this is where you're going to be able to come in and look at your timesheets. You're not going to see most likely a lot of these other tabs here. You're just going to be able to access your timesheets. And we're going to come back in and look at timesheets. Most of you will not have access to the payroll module or the claims module, so I'm going to skip those. You will have access to your scheduling module. This is where you're going to be spending majority of your time. So we'll be coming back in and spending the remainder of our training in our scheduling module in just a moment. One right over is a task module. I did go over our mini project management. We have our learn module. This is where all of our clinical work happens within our learn module. So all of your program books and goals, if you have in fact gone on to data collection, that's where this will be covered, all of that clinical piece. The other important thing to know about this learn module is that if you go into courses and trainings, if there are different courses that have been assigned to you, including but not limited to clinical courses and employee training, which is what I'm reviewing right now, you can go into your courses and trainings. Those courses and trainings will take a few moments to load, but once they are loaded up, you're going to be able to go through that online course step by step. You may or may not need to initial the pages as you go, so please keep that in mind. And I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. If it's not going to load, I'll come back to it in a moment. Reporting and permissions. 99% of folks are not going to need access to either of those two modules, so we'll skip those. But here you can see this is where I could go in and take my behavior technician course if that's been assigned to me. Whatever different courses have been assigned to me, and you're going to know specifically what has been assigned to you, and then you would be able to go in and access that information and take that course. Finally, over on the right-hand side, if you click on your name, you can also access any new messages, any shared files that you haven't reviewed here. You would see any notifications. You could customize your color scheme, change your color if you would like. We also have a Get Help feature here. Please keep in mind the Get Help feature is for our software. So while I say it is a help feature, if you have a question that is an organizational workflow, please make sure that you first bring that to a supervisor within your organization. But if you need any kind of help with the software itself and how it might be acting, or you have a question on how to use it, hopefully our Get Help feature could help you. If you're having any kind of technical issue, anything that's preventing you from doing your job, please open a support ticket. When you open a support ticket, you'll come in and choose the ticket type. You'll select the module you're having the issue with. You can name the ticket and describe it. Please try to be on the page, if possible, where you're having the issue and submit the support ticket from that page. Reason being is our technicians will get a screenshot of the page that you're having the difficulty, and oftentimes they're able to diagnose the issue much more quickly by being able to see that page. So that's our ticketing system. Initially, your ticket will go to somebody within your organization. And if they cannot answer that question, that super user of your organization, they will have the ability to escalate it onto CentralReach. You will be able to access all of those tickets by coming into your task module and going down to your support tickets. And that's where you would be able to see any support tickets you've created and any notes and exactly where they are in the process. So I want to bring you now back into our scheduling, because our schedule or our calendar is going to be really where 99% of your work is completed within CentralReach for your practice management piece. You can see here I'm looking at November, and I have a weekly view. When you first come into your calendar, you will always default to a weekly view. If you need to come in and switch that, if you want to take a look at a daily view or look at a monthly view, a list view or a planner view, please feel free, click around. You can view your calendar however you'd like it. If you have access to other calendars, you can simply search their name and their calendar will populate for you. Excuse me. So initially, when you come into your calendar, you're going to see any of your sessions. If you are being scheduled, if somebody is scheduling for you, you will see your sessions. And this one you can see looks different than the others. The reason that this looks different and it has this striping is because it has been converted. I have created a timesheet. I have completed my task. Every day after every session, if not during the session, you will need to convert your session into a timesheet. That conversion, as I've said, creates the timesheet. That will be for payroll purposes. The other thing is that's your organization's billing entry. So if we do not convert in a timely fashion, we won't be able to bill out and we won't be able to have information for payroll. So when you are converting, very simple. If, let's say, I want to convert on this Thursday 12 to 2 appointment, when I hover over the appointment, I'm simply going to come over to that little lightning bolt and click Convert. When I click the Convert button, I will come to a service line. Now, if I have multiple codes, multiple billing codes within an appointment, I might have multiple service lines. If that's the case, all my work is going to be done on the last service line. In this case, we have one service line. So when you're coming in to convert, all you're doing is looking right here at time worked 12 to 2. If my organization allows me and that time is at all different, I can change that. I'm also going to update, if I need to, for my organization, any drive time. So if my organization, this would obviously be an organizational decision, but if they are tracking hours driven or mileage, this is where you would add it. Otherwise, most likely your screen will not show a lot of this information. You would just see your provider pay. If you need to write any administrative notes, that would be notes in company notes. You could type them in here. If you have any files to upload, you can upload them here. If your company is requesting a session note to be completed, you'll simply click on New Form. And you'll be able to see that your session note, most of the information populates for you. You can come in and click on or type in whatever it is that you need to type in that the session note is asking. And of course, every organization's will be different. Finally, if your organization is requesting signature, whether it's your signature on the timesheet or your client's signature, you're going to come in and sign. You can just use your mouse or your finger on any device. I'm going to clear that. If you want to collect your client's signature, you would collect client's signature and you'd be able to hand the device to your client, type in their name, and they can sign, and you would hit Apply Signature. Once you've hit Apply Signature, you're simply coming down and hitting that Save and Return. So I don't need signature, it's an optional. In this timesheet, you might need it. If you need it and they've made it mandatory, then you will not be able to click Save and Return until you have those designated signatures. But otherwise, I can hit Save and Return, and the system has now converted that appointment. When I say converted, some of you might have heard the term render. I've rendered the appointment, but now I know that I have a timesheet based on that appointment. So if I come over to the $ and I go into Timesheets, just going to shut that labeling off, I can easily see that on 11/15, I have a timesheet. That was what I just converted, my 2 hours. Now, because there is not a signature required and I did not get a signature, it is still an unlocked timesheet. So I do have the ability to go in and edit that timesheet. If I had signature, it would be a locked timesheet and I would not be able to do any editing. Please keep that in mind. Once there's signature, you will not be able to edit the timesheet. Now, if I need to get the signature and I've converted the appointments without the signature because it wasn't mandatory, but I know that it is needed, I can select multiple timesheets or just one timesheet from this timesheet page, and I can come to Actions and I can sign. So if you are able to convert without signature, but you still need to get a signature on file after conversion, you can come back to your timesheet page and get that signature. So just to confirm, really your main responsibilities within CentralReach will be going in and converting your sessions on a daily basis. And to do that, you are simply coming into your calendar, hovering over that date and time and going to that lightning bolt and clicking Convert. Keep in mind, if your organization is also tracking any non-billable time, you will be converting non-billable time. Like here, I've got admin time. I would like that timesheet because I want to make sure I'm paid from 3 to 6. So I certainly want to make sure I still go through and convert that non-billable time. Doesn't look like I have any note attached, so I wouldn't need a note. I would just come, click Save and Return. And now I have that timesheet. And if I come into my $ timesheets, I can see that I have my 3 to 6 timesheet. Reminder, we cannot have a timesheet if we do not convert. So on a daily basis, we want to make sure our sessions are converted. So thanks everybody so much for joining. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody has a terrific day.